Hello, one and all. Welcome to another session of the Question Live Show with, of course, your host, Verona Willis-Brown. And here we are. It is Saturday on my neck of the woods. Hey, it is Saturday. Maybe it is Sunday somewhere else. So good morning, good evening, good night, somewhere, wherever you are. It is another day. It is another session. And we are rolling out of May. Well, it's a good thing because by the time we get to June, it's my season. I love summer. I love all the sunshine, the warmth, the bright colors, all this good stuff. And it is really a good thing when you're around bright colors because bright colors, they are called happy colors. They stimulate your mind. So since we are in May and May is considered Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes, as well as Child's Month. So we are going to put those two together and we are continuing the series on Mental Health Month. We've been going on day after day with this series. We want to make sure that you are showing up to receive something. Whatever I pour into you, it is up to you if you want to digest it, but I will continue to pour into you. All we are doing here is to encourage you, to inspire you to get out of the funk. Yes, because mental health is different from mental illness. Mental health is what you, absolutely you choose and how you choose to rise up. And we are here to rise up. So here we are. We are said, if you have a story, a book, work in progress, bring it here so we can create together, build together, grow together, but most of all, support each other. Together, we are stronger. Together, we can grow more effectively. Together, we can succeed. So, yes, as we go into tonight's session, I just want to say, if you are here for the very first time, seeing me, hearing me, never watched this show before, I want to say welcome. I want to give a special welcome to you. So if this is your very first time tuning in, please put your name in the comment section so I can acknowledge you and give you a special welcome. Now, for those who are tuning in after you've been here before, simply mean you are a returning audience. I want to say welcome to you as well. You know, from my heart to you, it's because you show up, I show up, we show up together. So welcome back, welcome back. Now, first timers, if you've been here, so we do have house rules here. Yes, we do. We have house rules. Don't you worry about hearing the word rules, because sometimes we listen to the word rules and it does kind of do something to our mind and to our heart. But no, these are baby rules. Anywhere you go, whether you go to school, church, home, there are rules to abide by. If you go to someone's house, there is a rule. One of the main rules is take off your shoes at the door. Yes. So there are rules everywhere you turn. We just have to abide by them. Yes. So if you're tuning in for the first time, let's go over the rules. We have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 or 4. Sometimes there are 5 rules. Whatever the case, or sit back and listen to them as we go over them one by one. Now, if you are looking at me and you're hearing me, and if I acknowledge your name and call your name, simply means you are in the live audience. And if you're watching the screen and you see live somewhere, or when you click, there was live somewhere, you are in the live audience. But one of the most important things to know that you are in the live audience is when I call your name or spotlight your name on the screen. Then you are in the live audience. So now if you see live and you're in the live audience, look on your screen somewhere right there. You'll see the word share. Now you're going to click that and you are going to share it across the way. Share it and invite someone else to come on in the live audience with us so we can share together. Now, life is like getting fresh food out of the oven or off the stove that your mama made. Nobody's like your mama's cooking. You know that. You know that. So you want to share fresh food. That's what live is. Now, if you are not watching the live, then you're watching the replay. The replay is like leftovers. Even though some leftovers do taste good, it's nothing like the fresh food. Fresh food on your plate. You're sitting there. Nice. So, press share, invite, come on in. We here together. No problem. What is the other one? The other rule is grab yourself something to write with, whether it is a pen, a pencil, a marker, a crayon, maybe a piece of feather that you pulled from somewhere, whatever it is. Just grab what if it's a piece of feather. You might need some paint or something or some ink to dip it in so you can write on. And while you are getting that, you need to have yourself a notebook or a piece of paper. Now, if you don't have those, please use your devices and write down what I'm telling you to write down. I encourage you. What am I telling you to write down? I am telling you, here we drop juicy content and golden nuggets. And I encourage you to write them down. And even if I'm not, there are thoughts in your head that I encourage you to write things down to extract those thoughts out of your head. When you extract a thought, it becomes on the paper. It is one word. Then you keep on extracting 2 words. Then your words will add up into a sentence. Then your sentence will add up into a paragraph. Your paragraph will add up into a whole page. And then before you know it, you got 2 pages, 3 pages. And then before you know it again, you got a book. Yes. So you're writing out your story out of your head, and out of your belly. Yes. Now, audience, the next rule is, now wait a minute now, in your device, if you go into your device, you will see that there's a notepad section. Inside of your notepad section, you can write all the nuggets you get here. And if you don't have a notepad section in there, you can text things to yourself. Yes, you have a phone, you text to yourself. What is it that you get here? What is the value that you get? Those are called juicy contents and golden nuggets. Now, what is the next rule? The next rule is grab yourself something to drink. I don't know, what is it that you drink? Maybe it is water, wine, tea, or juice. Whatever is it that you drink, grab it and you can put in the comment section, what is it that you drink? See, now I encourage you to drink something on my behalf, because I will be on the one doing all the talking, even though I'm going to be sipping mine. Now here I'm always having water. Well, coconut water. I'm always having water. Why? Water is so pure and replenishes my system. But another reason why I always have water, because I believe in miracle. Yes, Lord, I do believe in miracle, because you see, Jesus turned water into wine. And if he turned water into wine, and I believe in miracle, therefore I believe in him, therefore I believe in something will happen to my water. But you never know. You just never know what miracle will take place on the show, honey, because something will happen, and there you go. Now, the next rule is, if you need to use the bathroom, whether it's to the right or to the left, go now. Go to the bathroom and then you're going to come back. When you come back, your seat is totally reserved right here. Just like the seat of life, your seat is reserved. It has your name stamped on it. It is personalized. On that seat is your birthright. It is your gifts, your talent, expectation, your goals, your destiny, your purpose is on the seat. And because it is your birthright, you have the right to sit there. Now, when you sit there, if you hand it over, then you're handing over your birthright. And inside of your birthright, it's greatness. Why would you want to hand over your greatness? So now, so for those who go, for those who went to the bathroom, we just wait for them to come back. And for those who don't need to use the bathroom, and for those who have their drink ready, now, if you do have your drink ready and you are ready, then you can type in the comment section that you are ready. So we could roll right into tonight's episode. So while we're doing that, let me welcome Yasmin. Thank you, Yasmin, for always showing up. Thank you. Welcome, Maria. Welcome back. Welcome. Now, again, share the live. Invite someone else to come on in. It is very selfish when we don't share. My mama taught me to share. It was embedded in me to share. So I like sharing. So come on in, share the live, and we are going to join force together. If you are ready, type in the comment section that you are ready. And while you're typing in the comment section, I will have a sip of my water. Well, it is coconut water, but it's still water. I will have a sip of my water while I wait for you to type in that you are ready. Okay, we are back. We're here. And as you know, as I mentioned, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So tonight's topic is we're talking about men for caring. Men for caring. What does that mean, Verona? But listen to me, audience. If you do have questions, jot your question down, as well as I won't be sitting here talking to myself, so I expect you to hold a conversation and talk back to me in the comment section. I encourage you to talk back to me because this is a dialect, this is a dialogue, this is a conversation, and that simply means that's between you and I. So we want to have a conversation. This is not a monologue where I'm sitting there talking to myself. So talk back to me so I know that I'm not here alone. Absolutely. So now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about men for caring. You see, today is Saturday, and Saturday, a lot of people would say it is self-care Saturday. We take some time to self-care. You know, they put a little label on Saturday. It is my time to self-care. Maybe it is Sunday. No, Sunday you go to church. Then you say but Saturday, normally we've carved out, oftentimes normal carved out as self-care. You want to take some time to have self-care. And what does self-care even mean? Self-care means you're sitting down, you're taking some time for yourself. Maybe you're pampered. Maybe you went to get your nails done, your hair done, you get a little facial. You just went to pamper yourself. Yes, you went to pamper, you went to the spa, and you went to pamper yourself. And that is okay. It is very much okay that you sit and you pamper yourself. But how many times do you know that you pamper your outer man and your inner man is screaming? It is screaming for some pampering as well. So you know, if you've been here in the session, you know that I call the thoughts in your head. What do we call that? Tenants. I call those thoughts in your head little tenants. So How do we get rid of these tenants, or how do we replace these tenants? We went over a few things for the past few days. But tonight we are going to talk about how we're going to care for those tenants. The one that we did not evict. Because we are evicting the one that doesn't serve us. The one that remained in our head, how do we care for them? What is it that we do to care for those tenants in our head? Because yes, we do need thoughts in our head. And why we need thoughts in our head? Because they're your thoughts. Why do we need to activate these thoughts in our head? Because they're yours. Do you play with them? Do you care for them? Do you extract them? It is up to you. You are the one responsible of how you will deal with these tenants. They live in your head. So as we come and we're talking about mental health, we are talking about the mental funk that we fall into. We're not talking about mental illness because it's another story. We're talking about how do you balance your mental state of mind? How do you care for those tenants that live there? Do you take them to the spa with you? Or do you just go into the spa and sit at the spa and come back and like, oh, I feel good. How long do you feel good for? How long did you sit there and get all the scrubbing, the polishing and all that for? And inside of your head, the tenants sitting there just jumping around. Did you address those tenants in your head? And like, listen, today is the day. We went over this. We went over this because let me tell you that you, yes, you have the right, you have the permission to go and dismiss those tenants that don't serve you. Are you with me? Let me know that you're with me. See, when we go inside of our head and we want to care for maybe the one that's sitting there, that fear. Do you care for fear? You want to take fear. You want to build the same energy that you want to push yourself forward with. You want to take fear and you want to say, listen, I care about you because you're a part of my emotion. You see, all of these things are part of your emotion. But you no longer serve me in this capacity. I care about myself. Ask yourself this question. How much do you care about yourself? Now, if you look at what a little jar, and you look inside of the jar, or you look inside, no, let us not use a jar. Let us look at a garbage container. A garbage container, look at your mind in a garbage container that's empty. And then you put a piece of paper in there, just one little piece of litter. Then another piece of litter. Then another piece of litter. And then those are litters on the bottom of the garbage can. Do you care about those 3 pieces of litter? Maybe not. Now, there you go with a banana. You peel the banana, the skin is on top of those litter. Sit in there. Do you care about the banana skin in the garbage can? It's sitting there. Now your garbage can is not stretchable. It does not stretch with the amount of garbage that you put in there. It doesn't stretch. If you have a garbage bag, that bag is not going to stretch. Your brain, your mind, it's like that. It's not stretching to accommodate what is in there. Your mind is not stretching to accommodate what you're putting in. You put a piece of, maybe an apple peel in there. Maybe you put a piece of potato skin in there. Maybe you have some leftovers that you don't want. You put it in there. And what happened? All those things are piling up in the garbage container. What do you do with that container? Do you sit there and say, I don't care if you're sitting there with all those garbage? Do you look at the garbage container and say, I don't care? If you're just piling up and piling up and piling up, I know it got to the brim. It's all the way to the brim with all the garbage that you put in there. Now, do you care about the garbage in your house? It is the same thing as your brain. Do you care about the things that is in your brain? All those things are in your brain. They're piling up. Now, you're not going to go in there and go to the bottom and find the first piece of paper that you put in there. No. You're going to look to see the garbage and see the stench that it will cause, the funk that it will cause, and you are going to decide, do I care for this funk or do I not care for this funk? It is your choice. Audience, it is your choice. Everything is a choice. Mental health, you're choosing to sit there. I am not a medical doctor, but I know a thing or two. You're choosing to sit there, but it got to come to some point where you tell yourself, enough is enough. It got to come to a point where you feel that overwhelming, that overflowing, you feel that extra, everything, extra garbage. Because that is what it is. It is unhealthy thoughts that are sitting in your head. Very unhealthy thoughts. Are you with me? Now, if you're with me, type in the comment section that you are following here. If you are following, let me know that you are following. It is very important that we understand this, that mental health is a choice that we can rise out of, because it's where you balance. It is where you care about you. It's not where you care about me. It's where you care about you. Simple. Do you care so much about yourself that you just sit there? No. We are in self-care. Self-care. And self-care starts in the mind. Self-care is a mental thing, because when you're in that funk and you don't care about yourself, because if you flip it around and say, care about yourself, care about yourself. If you don't care about yourself, then who will? Who will care about you? Who will care about you? How do you care about yourself? It is simple. You are going to detox the very tenets that are in your mind that are not serving you. Now, I told you to always have your writing tools. And the first thing I want to put where we can get inside of our head, and we want to clear some path inside of our head, we want to create a space. Yes, we do. We want to create a space inside of our mind. Inside of our mind, we're going to sit down. Sometimes you got to be by yourself, but not all the time. You got to sit down. You're going to evaluate the very tenets that live in your head. When we evaluate the tenets that live in our head, we will know exactly the space that we need to create. Create a space of hope. Once you have hope, you can do anything. Once you have hope, you can hold your head up. And that is the main thing. Once you hold your head up, you can rise. Possibility is above. Possibility comes from above. Possibility does not come from beneath your feet. Possibility comes from above. So once you can hold your head up, you're showing that there is a little bit of hope. And if you just have a little bit, I am not telling you to just like rise up and just jump and start dancing and doing everything. No. I want to encourage you to just rise up a little bit. Just this much. Just move your head. You lay there. You're not dead. Mental health is not labeling you as a dead person, because if you're dead, you're in the grave. Now, if you're in the grave, you're making the grave rich. We talk about this. You're making the grave a little bit richer. Why? Because you never shed no light on your gifts and your talents, and you bury them in the grave with you. No, no, no. Rise up. Because no matter what funk you're in, everyone is in some form of funk. So you're not alone. So when you rise up with just a tiny weeny space of hope, and you hold your head up, well, if you just shake your head, simply mean if you shake your head side to side, simply mean you have life. So create a space of hope. That's one. Create a space of light. For every dark place, there is some form of light there. Have you ever seen total darkness? If you have seen total darkness, then you let me know. Because everywhere there is darkness, there is again a little beam of light piercing through somewhere. So create a space of light, create a space of hope. Because when you shed that light, you're seeing it. You're seeing it. And what is your intention when you see it? Go a little bit closer to the light. It simply means you can escape out of that mental funk. It simply means that you can rise. It simply means that, yes, there is freedom. Freedom. Can you hear the sound of that? Freedom. Create that space with just a little bit of light. And the other one, a little bit of hope. So that's 2. 3, create a space of possibility. I mentioned this before, that we were not created to think impossible. We were only created to think possible. So no matter what state of mind you're in right now, your mind is telling you something is possible. So if you feel that nobody listens to me, nobody could hear me, nobody understands me, nobody knows about me, nobody cares, nobody, and you're crying to say, nobody cares about me, nobody called me, nobody come look for me, nobody this, nobody that. On this very day, and this very Saturday, the person that's going to care about you, the person that's going to love you, the person that's going to serve you, the person that's going to call your name, the person who's sitting there to say, hey, I care about you, let's do some self-care, is you. That person is you. So if you tell yourself that self-care is important by pampering up yourself. Self-care is important from the mind. And inside of your mind, it is saying, hey, care about me too. So no matter what dark place you are in, no matter what dark place try to drag you in there, you got to create three things: a space of light, a space of hope, and a space of possibility. When you create these three spaces, it allows you to know that you are not alone. You are never, ever alone. And you need to understand this. In this very state of mind that you're in right now, you are not alone there. No. You know, I grew up hearing this. Don't talk to yourself. Don't talk to yourself. That was a thing. It was a statement. It was a strong statement. Don't talk to yourself. Why? People would think you're crazy. People would think that you're losing your mind. People would think that you're going cuckoo. Don't talk to yourself. Well, I'm here to change that. I'm here because we got to come out of this limited belief system that were poured into us. Don't talk to yourself? Yes, please. I encourage you to talk to yourself. Because if you don't talk to yourself, who will talk to you? Let me tell you a secret about talking to yourself. You are the first voice that yourself's going to hear, beside from God, because God is going to speak to you. You are in God. So let me give you another secret. When you talk, you are talking not only to your physical self, but you're talking to your spiritual self. Therefore, talking to yourself, it is not a bad thing. Because if you are in your house by yourself and you're falling into a space of depression, that is called mental funk. If you are falling into a place of depression and you call a friend, no answer. You send a text, no response. Now, it is up to you to say, Yasmin, get up. Yasmin, I love you. Yasmin, I care about you. It is up to you to call yourself out of something. It is up to you to call yourself out of this mental funk. So yes, you have the permission. I am giving you the permission tonight to talk to yourself. You're laying on your bed, you're crying. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody? Somebody cares. You don't gotta be nobody, but somebody. And then somebody gotta be you. So let's change our languages. If we want to care about ourselves, we gotta change our languages. Nobody cares. That's correct, but somebody cares. You sit there, you're caring about yourself. You're caring about your mental health. You're caring about how healthy you want to be. You care. Who cares? You. It is you. It is your mind. Yasmin's mind is not Maria's mind, and Maria's mind is not Verona's mind. It is yours. Nobody come and visit me. Nobody called me. Call yourself. Call your name. Let the vibration of you calling your name resonate inside of you and wake you up. So there's a language between your heart that's going to go up to your mind, and they're going to have a conversation. Let the elevator go up a little, maybe to the third floor. Take the elevator up. Don't take the elevator down. Go up in the elevator up here so you can care more about you. It is that. Oh, you might say, oh, Verona, that sounds very simple. Oh, yes, it sounds very simple because I've been there. And it's not simple. It sounds simple. It sounds easy to roll off my tongue, but no, I've been there. Where you are, I've been there. I've been there. So I could stand, sit, talk, run, jump, teach, coach. I could mentor because I've been there. I've been there with you. I know where that dark place is. I know how that dark place look. I know how it smell. I know how it feel. I know that dark place. I've been there several times. I used to live there. I used to live there. Yes, I lived there for a long time. I lived there when I became that single mom, raising my daughter, not having enough food, sitting there, trying to figure where the next meal will come from, not having enough money. I've been there. I sit there wondering, how will I pay a bill? I've been there. I know what it feels like. I know every room in that dark room here and dark room there. I know it. I sit there with my daughter at night as I lay my hand over her, praying, 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 and hoping that morning wouldn't come. Praying that there's no morning. Praying to say, if there's a morning, how will I manage that morning? I've been there. I know what the dark room looks like. I've been there. I was that single mother that I had to eat from my daughter's plate just to make sure that she survives. If I didn't survive, I was willing to die. I was willing to die, but I wanted her to survive. I've been there. I know that if she had survived, she would have been maybe in my mother's care. Me, it was okay. I've been there. I've been there when my tears stained my face. As my body just started drifting to the lower section of that dark room. I've been there. When there was no hope to see just a bit of light. I've been there. Where there's no hope saying that there's possibility because I already convinced myself that there was no possibility for me to rise up. I've been there. I convinced every thought, all those tenants in my head that there was nothing possible, even though I was taught as a little girl. I grew up knowing that God says all things are possible. I've been there. I read that scripture. I studied that verse. I went to church every Sunday. I heard it. I heard it over and over. With God, all things are possible. God is your provider. I heard all of that. But you see, when you go into that mental funk and you already convince yourself that those tenants are the boss, you stay there. You stay in your shame. And you forget all that you were told. You will forget the lesson that you learned. You forget. Because now you are being bullied by those tenants that live in your mind. You've been bullied enough that you refuse to let them know that you are the boss. You are the boss of your very thoughts. But you see, I rose. I got up. And like Maya Angelou said, the cage birds, oh, I will sing. You see, I knew what that meant when she said the cage bird. I was locked in that cage that wanted to sing, but I was locked in there with all those thoughts that bullied me. But did I care? Did I care about myself? No. No, I didn't care about myself. I had a little job. Oh, I showed up at that job and I smiled. I showed up every day faithfully and I smiled with them. And I worked. I was dedicated to my job. I worked and I worked. And knowing that I had to come home to my daughter. But not enough. I knew I had to come home. Days I didn't want to come home because I didn't care. I didn't care about myself anymore. I didn't want to come home to her, but I knew she was going to be in good hands. So I didn't want to come home to her. So see, I've been there. I've been there. I know what mental unhealthiness is. I've been there. Now I know what it is to have a healthy mindset, a healthy mentality towards life. Because you see, somewhere along the line, hope kicked in. Hope jumped in. Something gave me hope. It was one word or one phrase. It was a phrase that I sat down. Yeah, it was a phrase by the late Wayne Dyer. I followed him for years. I listened to him for years. I listened to all these inspirational things for years. I listened to all the gospel music for years. I read scriptures. Yeah, I did all of that. But while I was sitting in my funk, didn't care about myself. Tears piling up, ready to explode, ready to give up on myself. I click YouTube and I heard Wayne Dyer made a statement and he said, "Don't die with your music inside of you." Take a moment and hear the sound of that. Don't die with the music inside of you. That was a hope moment for me, very hopeful moment. That was a little light I needed. That was a moment of my possibility. And just as I listened to Wayne Dwyer, it's like my fingers just kept clicking and clicking and clicking. And then while I click again, I found Lisa Nichols. And she said, "You got a story in your belly." I knew she was talking to me. Well, for all the people that she was talking to, I knew she was talking to me because I needed that moment. And she said, "You got a story in your belly." And then my hand kept clicking again, and I met Les Brown, the great Les Brown. And he says, "You got greatness in you." And when he said those words, my body just quaked. You got greatness in you. So let me remind you, audience, it will take a moment, just this much moment, just this much moment, for you to realize that you have greatness in you. For a quick second, I will ask you just to stop for a quick second. Think, visualize for a moment, write it down if you have to, that you are sitting in a dark room, a very dark room, just like that. A very, very dark room. No one is next to you. No one that you consider a friend is there on the phone. No one to talk to. It is just you. Consider for a moment, what will you do in this dark room? You have a choice. By turning on the light in your mind, the light that says there is possibility, the light that says you have greatness in you, the light that says you have music inside of you and you refuse to die with that music in there. Let it be this moment while you're in that dark room that you, yes, you, whether you're listening or you're just watching, let this moment be that moment where you give yourself permission, because if your destiny comes knocking on your door, what will you do? If your purpose comes knocking on your door, what will you do? The dark room is coming closer to you and closer and closer. And that is only in your mind. You believe that you are being carved and caved into a dark room. That is only an illusion. You are light. You are more than the dark room. And because you are more than the dark room, I encourage you to care a little bit more than yourself. I encourage you to push a little bit more. I encourage you to hold your head up just a little bit longer. I encourage you to go within yourself into that space of possibility. Know that you have the power to rise up. Mental health is only a stigma. You are not a part of this stigma. Mental health is a place where you can be healthy. Unhealthy is not a part of your DNA. Being unhealthy is not your birthright. Being unhealthy is no longer a part of you living in this dark room. This dark room is no longer your space. You, my dear audience, you, my dear viewers, you are light. You will radiate, you will rise, you will cope, you will deal with that which put you into this dark room. If it's a place of depression, it is a place of loneliness, it is a place of isolation, it is a place of pain, it is a place of abandonment, it is a place of neglect, it is a place of grievance. All of those that put you in this dark room are only tenants, and you have the permission to turn the light on that is within you. Let the light shine. Shine so you can beam. Let the light shine so you can rise up and be healthy. Rise up, knowing that you are no longer the cage bird that is in that cage, but you will open that cage and you will rise up and you will sing. You are no longer a caterpillar, but now you will become a butterfly. A butterfly with maybe clipped wings, but you will still fly. You are no longer a little baby bird that sit in the nest, but you are now the bird that your mother will put out of the nest and you will fly. You have the right to be free. You have the right for your destiny. You have the right to go out there and make your little light shine. Yes, you have the right. As a little girl, I learned a song that says, "This little light of mine, I am going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine." So here I say to you, let your little light shine. Your light might not be as bright as the star, but you are a star. Your light not be bright as Yasmin. Your light might not be bright as Maria. Your light might not be bright as the next one, and that is okay. It is very much okay because we all have different light. And because we have different light, we will come together and we will shine brightly. We will shine and raise up and become successful people. We will rise, and as we ignite each other's light, we will become a galaxy of greatness. We will rise up to become greatness in our own right. We'll become greatness because God said that we are greatness. We will rise together. We will fly together. We will soar together. That dark place is not your permanent home. It is just temporary. Just remember that. In this very month, in this 20 or the 21st day of this very month, you should choose. You choose. Choose to care. Choose to care about you. Choose to care about yourself. Because when you care about yourself, that is the best care you can give the world. The world is waiting for you. Destiny is waiting for you. It is waving. Your purpose is waiting for you. So as your purpose waits for you, don't forget, if it comes knocking while you're in that dark room, it will keep knocking. Yes, it will keep knocking. Your destiny will keep knocking. Your purpose will keep knocking. Your gifts and your talents will keep knocking. Let me remind you, they will never leave you. No way, no how. Your gifts and your talents are a part of your DNA. They're mine, they're yours, everyone. Greatness is personalized. Everyone, gifts and talent are personalized. Now, you have a choice if you want to stay in the dark room or you want to shine your light. I encourage you to do the latter. Shine your light. We do need you. So while you sit in your mental funk, just listen for a second. Listen to that other person's voice that says, I need you. Listen for that voice that says, I need you. The world needs you. Somebody needs you. Listen for that voice in that dark room while your head lay down, while you close your eyes, while you're trying to give up on yourself. Listen for that sound that someone needs you. As we close this session, just remember, today is your day to care about yourself. Not me, but you. Care about yourself. Consider today your self-care day because it is. It is. I care about you. You care about yourself. I know you do. I know you do because somewhere inside of you telling you that you care about yourself. So while I care, I know that you care. So let's do this. Let's rise and build a galaxy of greatness. Why? Greatness is in all of us. I want to thank you so much for tuning in into this live session where we have topics on mental health, and we will continue this topic on mental health until May is over, and most likely we might touch it again, but until May is over, we will continue to address Mental Health Month. So go ahead, make it your business. Yeah, make it your business to know that mental health is real as well as the solutions are real. Again, I am not a medical doctor, so of course, Mental Health of America, you can call them anytime. For those who have thoughts of total darkness, call them anytime. There's always professionals out there, professional counselor out there, ready to help you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in into this live session. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we close, I want to say another thank you to Total Entertainment Radio, who stream our sessions on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the internet radio. They stream our session, so tune in. Next week, Wednesday, you never know which session is there. So thank you again for tuning in as we sign off.